We're here on Park Avenue at the intersection of Cove Street along a very unique block that has recently seen some improvements thanks to the City of Hot Springs. And with me today to tell us about the details is City Engineer Gary Carnahan, who's been a frequent guest to City News. How are you today?
Great. Good morning, Terry. I'm excited to be back with you again.
Well, thank you for joining us to tell us about this very unique project that is going to help both customers as well as merchants in this stretch of Park Avenue, which is being developed as Uptown Hot Springs.
Uptown, I like that name.
Yes, tell us a little bit about what just recently took place behind us.
Right, in order for Uptown to prosper and the merchants along here and the people who live in the neighborhood are very proud of their neighborhood and have a real strong neighborhood association. But part of the problem is accessibility to the businesses. And in this particular case, this little shopping area, every door was at a different level, 5 different levels of different doors, and the sidewalk was all at this lower level that we see right here. And so what that meant is that at the entryway to each business, there were steps that varied in height and number, but they were right at the doorway of the steps, and obviously none of them were accessible for wheelchair and disabled persons who wanted to use that space. So we tore out the old sidewalk and built a lower sidewalk that's easy to access from the curb, from parked cars. We even made this space handicap ADA accessible, as totally level across for wheelchair use. And then we built about a little short wall, about 18-inch high wall, and created a patio type entrance to all the other shops. And you'll be able to see from the video that we had to go up and down the different levels, all at an easy slope for ADA accessibility, so that now every store has wheelchair accessibility.
Where they did not before.
And they did not before. Every one of them had some kind of step arrangement, and the sidewalk too was all broken and cracked. So we have new sidewalks. The store owners, we had the little ledge from the wall, and we talked to the shop owners, and they all like the idea of creating a little wrought iron railing to create an enclosure so that they could have sidewalk sales or put a bistro table up for outside dining. And so outside each store, there's a nice comfortable area to circulate and wait for it to go in and out of the business. Just the other day, I heard a story of in the Brick Oven.
That's the new pizza place.
The new pizza place, Brick Oven Pizza, right here. That there were a friend of mine saw someone in there in an electric wheelchair and a hand-operated wheelchair enjoying their pizza. And when they were finished, they were able to just wheel themselves out without assistance and go down the sidewalk to the handicap accessible parking area. So that was really thrilling to us, to be able to see that what we had hoped would happen is really happening here.
So as you can see, there's a pizza place, you can come buy flowers. You know, this is a charming little place for people to shop, but that it completely at one time excluded the disabled community from being able to use the various shops here.
Absolutely. Our work along Park Avenue includes adding ADA accessible ramps at all the intersections so that now we can go from Mountain Valley all the way to Whittington in a wheelchair safely. So we're very excited that we're able to do that.
Well, there's so many changes taking place on Park Avenue, and this change is funded by federal funds, is it not? Largely funded that way?
It is. All this work that we've done so far is funded community development block grant work. And we've been able, over a 2-year period, to spend about $100,000 on these improvements. And we have another round of funding this fall, another $45,000. So we'll be able to do a little bit more. So it's moving slowly, but we do have a plan, and the plan is coming into place. The pieces of the puzzle are being completed.
And feedback from the residents themselves, perhaps through the Park Avenue Community Association, has that been a big part of the improvements that you're designing and implementing here?
Right. Every year I meet with them, and we look at some projects that we could do, because they have to apply for the grants. and they select the projects that they feel like are the ones that will help the neighborhood the most. And those are the projects that we apply for and receive funding for. So the community is really telling us what they want to do next year. We're following their lead.
Well, and again, it's a public-private partnership with board-approved funds.
Yes.
And we want to grab all the federal, state dollars that we can to augment the city taxpayer dollars.
Exactly. The city is furnishing all the design and construction inspection services, management of the projects, but all of the hard dollar construction that pay for the concrete we're using federal dollars.
Well, this is a great area for people to come visit Park Avenue and see the change that is actually enhancing people's quality of life.
Exactly.
Right nearby, there's a beautiful rain garden, there are bump outs, crosswalks, so much more than just this particular feature, but we wanted you today to see how much of a difference that it is making for the folks that are the small business owners,
Right.
that are just the backbone of our community.
Absolutely.
Yes. Is there anything you'd like to add about this project?
No, just that from being able to accomplish what we set out to do, accessibility, improving the vitality of the businesses and the pride of ownership in the community, we feel like this is one of our best projects.
And certainly one of the most unique. It's
Yes, it is.
beautiful as well. It adds an aesthetic value to this block. So
Great.
we appreciate your work and the work of others at the City of Hot Springs to make this happen. It's a multi-departmental effort.
Absolutely.
Along with the partnership of the people that actually live and play in the Park Avenue area.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, thank you for joining us today so that we could take a closer look at this beautiful project.
Okay.
Next week, we'll bring you more city news.